you have a document on things that you want to target, that you want to talk about, that you want to be in line with. And basically, I believe the two things are digital marketing and things around entrepreneurship, correct?
Yep, agreed.
Then in that, you have a list of things that you never want to touch on, right? One of those things is politics. And overall, I feel like you've done a pretty good job of never talking about those things. But it seems like recently you have included things that are more political than not. How have you decided or addressed that something that you had on your list of never do has leaked in?
It's a great question, Zach. I didn't expect that one. But yes, so like like most people, I have a political ideology, but what I always try to separate, for the most part, my political views from my personal brand, and then whatever I put out on my personal brand is a direct reflection on the company, right? So I'm always like, well, if I say that, then as the CEO and co-founder of the company, I've just committed the company to that same position, and so I think about that a lot. That's certainly that's the front of mind, but in the back of the mind, there's always like basically like, am I doing the right thing, right? All right, let's put it out there. So like George Floyd situation happened, lots of protests, Black Lives Matter became an issue, and a lot of unrest. And at first my stance was I'm just going to keep quiet. Like I've got a personal brand, I've got a company brand that I need to worry about, and I don't want to get involved. Right, that was my thought at first. And I had a friend who both of reached out to me through WhatsApp, and he asked, well, actually, it was first on Twitter. He asked, what's my position on that situation? Because somehow it came up on Twitter, and I'm big on Twitter. And my response was super like politically neutral. It was truthful, which was like I don't know enough about this topic to really answer or take sides. That was truthful, but I also intentionally just didn't like take a side. I didn't want to get involved. And then he reached out to me privately, and he gave me his thoughts, and I thought about it. It affected me because this is someone that I like, and I started to think about my own situation and people that I know, and if I were to have a one-on-one conversation with some people that are directly affected by things like like what we're seeing with just the treatment of say African Americans, like, am I okay with that? Like, am I going to tell them like I don't take a position on that if I'm going to have a face-to-face conversation with them? No, I'm not going to say that. I want to speak the truth. So I decided, like, after some time, that I needed to make a statement on that. Like, it just felt, and there was no pressure. There was no pressure whatsoever. Like I would imagine the big brands got pressured to just say something. We're not a big brand, right? There was no pressure from the outside world that we had to say something. But I felt like I felt like a moral obligation to just say something about it, and especially given the people that I know, my friends, the people that work for us. I needed to make a statement, and so I came up with a statement for Black Lives Matter, and we posted it on our website. We put it out on social media, but the crux of it was number one, question everything, and number two, like, the private conversations matter the most. As a white guy, right, talking to other white people, like I don't mean to turn this into like political, but you brought it up, Zach. I know that the real conversations happen in private.
Sure.
Right. And so, like, if you feel like those private conversations are out of context or not right, then you need to, I feel like you have a personal moral obligation to correct the person in private, right? These are private matters, so that maybe their public reaction or stance will change, and that affects everybody. So that's exactly what happened to me, and that's my recommendation in the statement. So yes, I got involved. I put that up on our website. Like I said, just yesterday, I was tweeting about politics and the handling of coronavirus and things like Confederate statues. Like, I have an opinion, and I don't do it often, and I certainly am not going to do it all the time, because it dilutes the message that I want to put out there strategically about entrepreneurialism and about digital marketing. But it's also authentic. Like, these are, we are not going to get involved, and I'm not going to get involved in every single issue that comes up. But I feel like these are actually human rights issues. And, like it or not, we all have influence. We all have influence. And so, if you feel strongly about something, I think you should get involved. I just don't think you should get involved in everything.